All right, good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? You know what? I'm also going to go ahead and put up the screen share, which I have to adjust because it's on the wrong monitor. So pardon me. How's everybody doing? Everybody green or red today? It's our favorite question, right? All right, let's see. So you should be able to see my screen. You should be able to see me. You should be able to hear me. Everybody good? All right. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. That's good. Okay, so welcome, everybody. We're going to give everyone about 3 minutes to get here because we're still 2 minutes before the close. And all the total trading junkies like to clear a trade up to the close. I don't do much in the last half hour, guys, and actually very little in the last hour. A little over 70, I think about 70% of my trades this year are in the morning prior to noon Eastern. So I got about a 2.5 to 3 hour window when I do almost all my trading. That's just kind of how it's been for me. It's not that I'm against trading in the afternoon, but especially mornings where you catch 3 of 4, 2 of 3, 4 of 6, and you're pretty net profitable on the day. It's sometimes you don't want to take certain risks in the afternoon. For me, if I get up, let's say I'm just throwing out numbers, guys. So don't, if I get up 3,500 in the morning, right, and all of a sudden I lose 2,000 of that in the afternoon, I'm gonna be mad. I'm going to bed just pissed. So I try to keep my my mental state in the right state of mind. It's gonna be one of those days, huh? All right, guys. In just about a minute, we are gonna go over the agenda. So I don't have a disclaimer slide handy, guys, but you guys know our disclaimers. This presentation is for educational purposes only. Neither Terusi's Trading or a Blue Sky Trading Company or financial advisors. So this is just for education. If you go to Blue Sky's website or Terusi's Trading's website, we have our full disclaimers listed there. So trading's dangerous, guys. Like, you don't need a disclaimer to tell you trading's dangerous. If you just go plowing, money into accounts, whether eval or regular, then I don't know what to tell you, right? We've all done it though, right? The first 6-7 months that's just kind of how it is. So engulfing. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, it is. See, we are now closed. So we're going to give everybody about 30 more seconds. For those that don't know me, my name's Matt. I'm the head of trading education at Terusi'sTrading.com. My good friends at Blue Sky bring me on usually once a week here to just do a little education type stuff. And because, again, I'm an independent education provider, I can, I can be a little more blunt sometimes and say some things maybe that guys that are, have a little cozier relationship with the broker dealers can't say, and it works out pretty well for everybody. All right, guys. So let me tell you what we have on tap today. First of all, we are going to talk about the engulfing candles. I got just about 10-15 minutes on that. We're going to talk about the markets today, specifically the NQ. Pretty exciting. But good moves in the NQ, good momentum day, but there was also the opportunity for a lot of chop and to be chopped out of a lot of trades. So I want to be careful with that. Third of all, we've got some Black Friday stuff going on right now, guys. Blue Sky's got one of their best offers ever on their 50K account. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you, so many of you guys reached out to me last week after I sold out of coaching packets, wanting the courses that come with those, since I'm very limited on time. So I went ahead and put together a little something for that. I'm going to tell you about that after I tell you about Blue Sky's special. Then we've got 3 giveaways today, guys, right? I'm giving away two course bundles today. The same one that I will be telling you about later. And Blue Sky is giving away one $100,000 eval. So it's usually we do a couple of 25s or 150. This is the best single giveaway they've ever done. So really excited, guys. There's opportunity to save quite a bit of money today, get a few freebies, and learn a little bit about trading. And that's what we're here for, right? I think if you can learn a little bit every day, that's a good thing. So, guys, I want to specifically talk about one of the biggest mistakes about candlesticks, and I apologize, guys, we kind of put this event together with about 24 hours notice, so I really don't have any slides or anything like that, which is fine. You don't need death by PowerPoint every single week, right? Sometimes those are very helpful. Sometimes you just want to see things in action, right? I want to get rid of the leg-based candles because that really doesn't apply to what we've got today. All right, very nice. A lot of programs have this, guys. I use TradingView for most of my trading, and oh yes, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the stream. In the giveaway link, I will be posting in about 5 minutes. Okay, so I will be posting that up. Big shout out again to my main man Raj on the controls, back in the home office today. We can't do it without him. He's the MVP. Anyway, we've got so here's a chart of the NQ 5-minute candlesticks, and I've got love this little tool that just labels candlesticks. Right now, for those of you that are not familiar, and I know a lot of people use whether it's TPO charts, point and figure charts, Renko charts. To me, the basic for everything that I do comes down to comes down to candlesticks, right? Even in trades where I'm looking at another chart style, I'm always looking at candlesticks for backup or to tell me that, yes, this is a pretty good trade, no, it's not, or maybe be cautious, whatever the case may be. I've been looking at candlestick charts for almost 10 years now. The patterns just, sometimes just kind of jump out and smack you in the face, right? So anyway, I got this white line. This was the New York Open, 8:30 Central, 9:30 for you weirdos on the East Coast. But anyway, we and let's even get VWAP off here as well. Let's break down. Okay, so we came from the open. Let's just break this down candle by candle, right? Not a very exciting candle for the open, right? This is the open candle right here. Let me get my drawing tools up here. Are my drawing tools going to play nice with TradingView today? They are. That's wonderful. It's hit or miss whether that happens. So here's our open. We ran down and we ran back up. So once this candle is closed, what does this tell me? This is actually a fairly bullish candle by itself, right? Because it's got a big selling tail on it. But in the context of the pattern, it doesn't tell us much, right? As we begin to look, 5 candles before, a few candles after, in hindsight and in foresight, it just really didn't tell us much, right? And then look at the next candle, just doji, right? I know it labeled it as a bullish Rami, but it's, the doji always defaults for me, right? So complete indecision. So we're 10 minutes into the market, really 15. It's just not a lot going on, right? Again, I'm not a scalper. I'm not playing for 10, 15 handles. I'm playing for usually at least 15, if not 20 or more in the NQ when I'm trading the NQ, or 10 or more in the ES. And so again, we're looking 15 minutes into the market. Usually we've got a pretty good idea of at least what the morning's going to look like. Maybe not always direction. We can change directions an hour in. But we're going to know if it's an exciting day or not, if there's going to be movement, is there volume, what's our ATR look like, how much is our VWAP sloping one direction or another. Usually about 8:45, so about 15 minutes after the market opens, I've got at least a thesis of what the market's going to look like. And I have a pretty good idea, and I'm not always right, but I'm right far more often than I'm wrong, of how much I'm going to be able to trade that day, right? Like, is this going to be one of those days where I'm really just going to have to find 1 or 2 really good trades? Or is this going to be a day where there may be 5 or 6 opportunities before lunch? Excuse me, guys. Anyway, I had no clue after 15 minutes. And there's days like this, guys. Post-COVID, guys, we have had so many really good trading days just because of how the markets are and how much, both even before COVID, but since COVID, how much of the market infrastructure has moved online, how many, I mean, the Chicago pits are all closed now. I don't even know why there's a live trading floor in Chicago anymore, or in New York anymore. They really don't need it. It's probably just for show, so they have something to put on in the background on CNBC and Fox Business and all those garbage channels, right? But this was kind of, you go back to 2016, 2017, 2018, as I was getting started, it was not uncommon to have 2 or 3 days in a row where there's just not a lot of movement, right? Not to say there's not trades, not to say there's not opportunities, but that there's just not as much movement, right? And obviously the higher price of the NQ, the easier it is to catch 25, 30 handle moves, right? Because it's a smaller percentage of the overall index. So anyway, now as we get into a little more of what's going on, all right? So again, this was the open right here. 15 minutes in, we don't really have a clue. We start to get a little bit interesting on this next candle, right? A little more of a real body. No, so for those that aren't familiar with candlesticks, this is our real body. This here is our, you can call it a wick, you can call it a shadow, tail, whatever you want to call it, okay? And then we had, this was not an engulfing candle, although this is pretty close. I would count this. But right away, you can see here now a bearish engulfing candle that closes down at the bottom, okay? Now, under a basic engulfing strategy, you could take an entry on a break below this candle, so you'd be here, set your stop at the top, and this would have worked, right? Now, I typically don't trade like that. I usually want a little more confirmation, okay? So we immediately try to negate this candle, right? And to negate this candle, we've got to get above it, okay? So if this candle had looked like this, then this is irrelevant, okay? With candlesticks, guys, the important thing to know is this, signals, if you're looking for signals in particular places, you got to give them time to play out. And, no signal, no pattern, it works 100% of the time, of course. But right away, this should have told you, okay, I now have a bearish thesis. Okay, at least temporarily. That could last 5 minutes, could last an hour. So as long as we stay below this candle, really, the halfway point is where we start to worry about this candle getting negated, but it's not negated until we get above. So bearish engulfing. I don't pay as much attention to these what are called haramis, guys, bullish and bearish haramis. I have them on here, but they're just not as important to me as dojis. They're not as important to me as engulfing candles, evening stars, cloud covers, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm not as worried about this. But I look at these candles as more indecision, right? So since the market is open, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our first 8 candles are fairly indecisive. One is a very strong bearish candle. So what I'm looking for here is either a confirmation, what I call the C or C's, confirmations or cancellations. I'm looking for this to be confirmed, or I'm looking for this candle to be negated by a breakout, and then I'll look for a bullish signal. I'm not saying I go long on a break here. I'm just saying that's where at least this is irrelevant now, and I'm looking for bullish signals, okay? But then we get this, another bearish engulfing candle. Now, this is not as dramatic as this one, right? But really, this engulfs very close. If it's a tick or two off, guys, I'm not going to sweat it. But this really engulfs the last 2 real bodies, right? So now we have bearish candle, indecision, indecision, strong bearish candle. So at this point, I'm looking to go short on a break below here with a stop. Usually I'm going to, this is a small real body, so I'll probably put the stop a few handles above, maybe here, because that gets me halfway above this candle as well. And sure enough, we had one more indecision candle, and then came the big break. So again, what is the key in trading? And listen, guys, I don't need to catch, if there's a 100-point move and I catch 40 points of it, I'm going to be tickled. If I catch 60 points of it, I'm really happy. I'm not interested in catching 99 points of a 100-point move. That's inexperienced trader stuff right there, okay? You put an inexperienced trader and an experienced trader next to each other and they get a signal for a 100-point move. The inexperienced trader is going to try to get 99 points of it and probably get stopped out 2 or 3 times. The experienced trader is going to wait for confirmation, try to catch 40 points of it, and go home with a lot of money in his pocket. Okay, he's going to take the money of that inexperienced trader, right? So my point being is with candlesticks, most times, not always, most times, on a non-news large candle, which this was, at least there was no news that I saw in my feed, there's always, not always, I apologize, there is often a lot of clues in the preceding candles if you know what to look for, okay? And in this case, none of these candles since the open are strongly bullish, right? Maybe this one, but in the context of the pattern, this is really just a rest candle, okay? Then we get bearish engulfing, neutral. This, I know this is a bullish Rami, guys, but this actually made a new low, right? Within the candle. This was, it broke low a day. Here was low a day, it broke it. So your Harami can go do something with itself, right? And at that point, I'm just waiting for the second signal. Now, if this had broken down all the way and I missed it, that sucks. And it's going to happen, right? And you can't chase it. Okay? Break down. Get in here. I mean, guys, trading is not easy. I've said this before, but it is simple when done right. We just try to overcomplicate this stuff again and again and again. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go look. Let's just go. I'm going to go through the day, guys, and since this is off the top of my head, I'm just going to look at all the engulfing signals. Okay. I will just say this, guys, and I know we got some scalpers out there. I know we got, for my style of trading, this is my nightmare, guys. Oh my God, this is a nightmare. About 10:30, after watching this for 40 minutes or so, I effed off and went and got lunch, and just I never really settled back in because I made a good chunk off this, right? And it's holiday week. I'm doing some other stuff. I'm trying to. My girlfriend's dad's in the hospital. I got a lot outside of trading going on. So, but again, guys, look at this. When you see this many shadows and candle wicks, and they're not all in one direction, right? This is just so frustrating, right? I mean, it's poof. There's nothing here, but oh, huh. What happened here? So let's box this up really quickly. Rectangle. Drawing things like this are more art than science, guys, right? But this is a pretty consistent little box here, right? Guys, if you're wondering about sales for Blue Sky and all that, you should have gotten an email this morning. I'll go to their website. I'll show you what they've got going on here in about 20-30 minutes. Okay, but look at this, guys. So a bullish engulfing candle that breaks out. Okay, this is a very strong signal. The bullish engulfing by itself is a nice signal, but when it breaks out of a range, right? And let's say you want to go here, and again, so for me, how I would play this, and full disclosure, guys, I tell you when I take trades and I don't. I was not at my computer for this because I was frustrated with stuff beforehand. But this is just an example. But I believe in being 100% honest and transparent with that kind of stuff because just so many people out there aren't. But at this point, I would be looking to get long on a break of the high of this candle, unless this is way up here. And even if it's a bullish engulfing candle and it's got a big selling tail up here, that is not a signal for me, okay? I need to close fairly close to the high of the candle, in this case, just a couple handles away, right? So an entry on a break of here, which we got, I put my stop loss about 5 or 6 handles below, just in case we want to test it, which we did, right? I mean, we don't know exactly how this candle played out, at least within the candle, but it's not uncommon for this, what I call this a break, retest, and go, right? And then there's the inverse, which is a test, retest, and go. Okay? It's one of the easiest patterns in the book, guys. Break, retest, and go. Rejection, retest, and go. Or sometimes you get both. That's some confirmation right there. Right? But anyway, to get back to this one. So this never even really got back in the zone. I'd probably have a stop here. Now this you would have sweated this on the way up. This would have been a long trade, right? But you would have eventually gotten up here. Probably about there, or maybe as we break out here is where I'd be looking for some profit. But I mean, if you're getting in here, let's see, where would we get in here? About 56. Yeah, once we get in the 70s and 80s, I'd be looking to take profit there. Although I would have stayed in the trade because my rules didn't tell me to get out, but I probably would have been very bored in that trade, right? All right, let me see if let me catch up on the questions. All right. Okay. So let's go look for more. Let's go candle hunting. But now, see, this is technically a bullish engulfing, guys. But coming off of 2 NR7 candles, I'm not really concerned. I'm not going to do a deep dive on the. Maybe that'll be our topic next week, guys. We'll do it on the NR7, the narrow range 7 candle. I've talked about it briefly in here before. In fact, I hit on it last week when I showed you everything I have on my charts. But that's something that maybe we'll do a deeper dive on, because there's strategies built around the NR7. I don't personally trade them, but there are strategies built around that. But yeah, when it's, again, the candle signal is important, but what gives the candle context is the pattern. And an engulfing candle like this, within the context of this pattern, just doesn't mean much, right? This is not technically an engulfing candle. It would need to be like this, but this is a way stronger pattern for me. And then again, doji, not at 16,000, but close enough. I know, again, not technically a doji, but close enough. Bearish engulfing. Bearish engulfing. I mean, you could have caught either one of these for a nice little run, right? Again, this is a candle you're chasing, right? If you get in anywhere down here, you're chasing this move. All right. Bearish engulfing. Yeah, again, boy, what crappy trading there was this afternoon. Oh, I'm glad I missed this. What garbage. Everything in about a, what, about a 25, 30-point range. Like guys, on a normal day, look at this. What is that? That's about, we'll call that 990. Look at the rejections here, guys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 35 minutes. 7 candles. And we, now, again, on a normal volume day, this is this candle should have been down here, right? You knock on the door this many times and get rejected, the bears usually take complete control at that point, right? And that tells you, when you see, like down here, the bulls should have been able to take control and drove this thing back above 16,000. Usually, and I meant to, again, I kind of took a little bit of a mental break for the afternoon today because it's been a hectic few days. Usually, guys, the Tuesday, I can tell you right now, I'm not trading tomorrow. I'm probably going to take tomorrow off. On Thanksgiving week, what do we have? The markets are closed Thursday, half day Friday. Most traders are not going to be here on Friday, right? And usually by today, this afternoon, volume falls off, right? So full day on Monday for most traders, half day on Tuesday. I can tell you because I've worked, with, for, and around even some of the big money fund guys on the street. By Tuesday afternoon, Thanksgiving week, they're out. They're done. Tomorrow, now there may be some big, huge moves tomorrow, right? Because there's less volume. It takes, the algos can take control and drive us in areas there. But we're more likely to see just more chop. So especially, guys, if you need a mental break, maybe you're struggling, or maybe you're having some success, and that can, for the first time, and that can bring you a little stress as well. It's okay to take tomorrow off. It really is. That gives you 3, especially if you want to take Friday, that gives you 5 full days to recharge and go from there. Okay, so I was in that push but got shaken out. Okay, I'm just going to say this, Op Man. What do we got going on? Is it earnings? Somebody got earnings today? What do we got going on here? Somebody got a news feed up. Oh, NVIDIA. Okay. Well, yeah, NVIDIA is going to have a huge impact on the NQ. Although the ES is probably doing a little something too. Yeah. Okay. Well, now you see them. I don't mess around with post-market stuff, guys. I usually don't, right? And actually, most, not all, but most of the the funded trader guys like Blue Sky and others require you to be out of trades by now, right? I think so. All right, guys, it's time to drop that link. So let's see. We want to copy link. So there is the link, guys, to sign up. So let's go over the rules. What are we doing? We've got 3 giveaways, the same rules for all of them. The first giveaway is going to be a $100,000 Blue Sky Eval giveaway. Okay, it's the first time they've offered one of these. You get a one month fee free on that. And the next two, I'm giving away course bundles. And I'm going to tell you about that course bundle because it's going to be for sale in a little bit. First of all, I do want to say, guys, I am shocked and humbled. There's twice in the last 3 weeks I've offered flash sales on one-on-one coaching. I've sold out both times. First one took 3.5 minutes. The second one, because I had a few more, took like 15. I'm not offering any more coaching sessions the rest of the year. When I put a limit on something, that's not like a scarcity sales tactic. That's literally because I only have so much time. But some of you direct message me asking just about the courses that were included for that. So I put together a little bundle for that. I'm giving away 2 of them, and then you guys are going to get it's 4 courses for $59, guys. I don't think you can get much better than that. And that way, even people that maybe already own one of the 4 courses in there, it's still a value at that point. So. Yeah, big red candle off NVIDIA earnings. Although, boy, fade the initial move. Always, oh gosh, it's been, look at our ATR jumping. Bearish engulfing, yeah, no shit. This is wild. Yeah, okay. But see, guys, there's no rhyme. Anyway, before this happened, let me just say this. For me, if you can consistently make money with whatever's on your chart, I mean consistently, I'm not talking about, day after day, week after week. I'm talking month after month after month after month after month after month after month, year after year, okay? I have yet to meet any traders that really do that well on any less than a 5-minute time frame on futures, okay? I know there's YouTube traders out there that go 30-second charts and all that. I can't tell you if they're legit or not because I'm not wasting my time watching it, okay? 2 minutes is really tough. There's so much noise on those charts, right? Like, look how frustrating this is on the 5-minute. Let's go break this down into the 1 minute. Like, what do you do? What do you even do with this, right? 2 minute, there's just nothing here that excites me. We got bigger moves the more time frame we got, right? I wish I had the patience to trade on just the 30-minute chart, guys. I'd probably do a lot better, but I'm pretty happy with how I trade, right? And of course, this is the biggest doji we've seen in weeks, right? This was like 8 different candles before it finally closed. It's another thing with Candlestick, guys. You can't make an accurate evaluation of the candlestick until it's closed. Oh, that's an engulfing candle. Not if it still has 3 minutes left in the candle. Okay? That's why most platforms have this. I know TradeStation has this, TradingView has it, I'm sure Ninja does as well, where you got the little countdown, how much time's left in that bar. Use that, guys. That's very valuable. I tend to avoid entries in the last 10 seconds of one bar or the first 10 seconds of another. I'm not saying it's an absolute rule, but it's a pretty strong guideline. So I will look at I keep meaning, I apologize, guys. I'm a one-man show here, so some things get through the cracks. I've been meaning to put together, and maybe we can do this together at some point, a short video of what I look at first thing in the morning. So I come down to my screens, usually about 7 o'clock Central, and so about 90 minutes before the market opens, and I look at things on an hour chart and a 4-hour chart, just so I can know where the key areas of support and resistance are, because sometimes those aren't always as apparent. Do you use VSA? I do not. Yeah, I don't use Hank and Ashley candles. And I know people that swear by them, so I'm not going to tell you they're good or not. It just, I use, I used to use candles with trend for a while. I got away from it. Just very, very simple. Yes, so an engulfing candle bend does not need to include the wick, just the body. And again, there's situations where it may not technically, like for example, this candle right here. This is not technically an engulfing candle, right? Because but if we had begun to push back up here, this would have been, very clearly a pivot candle, and close enough to engulfing to be, be actionable if it was in a trend. Like, again, any kind of engulfing candle when we're just sideways just doesn't really help. But let's say we were moving down here, then we get, let's say, a doji. Here, let me draw it up here. So we're going down, then we get a strong candle down, then maybe something like this, kind of a hammerish candle, and then an engulfing candle. That's going to be a pretty strong signal for me. Entry up here, stop down there. Okay. But again, individual candles matter, but they matter even more when you place them in context. Right? Okay. So guys, we're not going to go the full 60 today. We'll probably go about another 15 minutes or so. I'm going to call a 5-minute warning on signing up for, you see sticky to the top of the chat up there, right? Right up there at the top. Ding, 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 ding. Click on that. So here's the rules. You can only enter once, okay? If you enter more than once, we will check. So we check the winners. And we've had to do this a couple of times in the last several weeks. If you've entered more than once, you forfeit your win, and you are banned from all future giveaways. So you enter once, okay? You must like and subscribe to the channel, and you must have a good attitude. I check that, right? Try working volume in with candles. It will open your eyes. Try using Are my guys closed? I think they're open. Honestly, listen, I'm telling you what I do. One of the most true statements in market history is this: there are a million ways to make money in the markets. They're all just kind of hard to find and master, right? If you were to, guys, don't assume because you do well for a few weeks that everything is hunky-dory. You need to be having month-over-month, year-over-year success before you can say, oh, okay, yeah, I've got this, right? Not saying you can't make some money in the meantime. But, the number of people... So, for example, okay, I started trading full-time about 10 years ago. A couple years after that, I started helping out with one of the subscriber rooms I was a part of, right? Right as I was beginning to have some success, I got hired to help out just because I have a history in performance management and coaching and stuff like that. And I can't tell you, so up until the pandemic, right, things were a certain way. Listen, it's the education business. There's going to be a ton of great content out there. There's going to be a ton of crap content out there. There's going to be a lot of great educators out there. There's going to be a lot of people who are just trying to scam you. That's just, it's the nature of any business, especially businesses surrounding money, right? But 2020 was a whole new animal. By the summer of 2020, we're all locked down. And the buy the dip YouTube trader was the heart of that, right? Everybody that had $5,000 in a brokerage account that was YOLOing into one thing after another. Because after that initial COVID crash, the market's doubled over the course of the next year or so, right? So after that, and all these people are selling courses and all this stuff. Their only strategy was really buy the dip. That was it. Okay, racking up millions of views on YouTube. And then we hit the beginning of 2022 into summer of 22 where we were very choppy, right? And all of a sudden we were having 5-10% pullbacks. The number of YouTube channels that that exploded in the fall of 2020 and ended in January, February of 2022, there's thousands of them out there that they haven't made any videos since then. Either they busted out or they made enough money out of education and bilking people that they just got out of it, right? So yeah, the contest link is out there. All right. When giveaway, the giveaway is when I say the giveaway is. Patience. Now, the giveaway is in about, we'll just start doing the giveaways about 10 minutes, guys. You got 5 more minutes to sign up. But if you're just here for the giveaway, you're missing out on my charming wit and my, yeah, I don't know. I guess I got that going for me, which is nice. The link is stickied up at the top of the chat, guys. See, can I pop out the chat? Is that going to work this time? It didn't work last time. Yeah. See, chat right here. Well, Alexis, every candle works. I understand what you're saying. And yes, money management and risk management, you give somebody with crappy strategies good risk management, they're going to stay solvent much longer than somebody with great strategies and horrible money management. But the people that teach candles that I learned from, like Steve Neeson, is the OG of candlesticks. Him and his team went over to Japan 50 years ago, I think, learned candles and came back here and started integrating them with Western technical analysis. He will be and I know this because I've taken his seminars and courses. He will be the first one to tell you not every candlestick signal is tradable, nor should it be. Candles are just important to get out of trades as they are into trades. If you're riding something, you got a winner, you got a big fish on the hook, right? You're long, and you caught a breakout move. You're up 50, 60, 70 handles, and then you see a dolging and an engulfing candle. Cha-ching. Ring the register at that point, get out. Doesn't matter if it runs another 50, 60 points. You just saw a reverse candle signal. You're out, and you're counting your money. You don't even care what happens for the next half hour, right? Taking every candlestick signal is one of Steve Neeson's cardinal sins of candlesticks. And I don't care, people say, well, so-and-so, says to do this. Guys, I know Steve Neeson taught like 10 or 15 like hardcore traders how to do candlesticks. They've taught people who've taught people who've taught people. It's like the game you used to play in school, right? The little like telephone game. And so sometimes the message can get I go straight to the source. I've watched probably 20 hours of Steve Neeson's videos. I've read most of his books. I'm getting it straight from the source. Okay. So again, I'm not saying anybody or any person or any strategy or anything is good or bad. I don't have the time to evaluate all that, right? I just try to give you little snippets and little hints of what to watch for when it comes to who you're learning from, right? Because I hope you learn from me. I love you guys to, and so many of you have been generous enough to, purchase courses and stuff from me, and I hope you get something out of them. But I'm also not arrogant enough, and I'm pretty arrogant. I got references. Arrogant enough to assume that my education is the only thing you need, right? Because I learned from several people. I have 2 people that I consider very strong mentors in my trading career, and probably another 5 or 6 that I learned a lot from, whether they're people I know that have taught me or people that I bought a course from or anything like that, right? That was, so hopefully I'm just, I definitely would like to be considered one of the primary reasons you're a millionaire many years from now if you buy a course or something from me. But like I said, even I'm not arrogant enough to assume that what I say and what I do is all you need. But just be cautious, guys. Be cautious. Based on market structure, once you define the POI, you look for entry confirmed by candlestick pattern. I could do 2 hours on that question, right? I'm looking for candlestick patterns at other areas of structure, like VWAP-based stuff. I usually do stuff. You guys saw the VWAP last week. I just took it off the chart for simplicity's sake. But if I get a strong candlestick signal, whether engulfing or not, at key areas based on VWAP or at key areas based on 16,000, 16,100, 15,900, that's gonna have a big effect as well. I'm playing around with some of that at point of control as well. That's just starting to be something I'm learning. The engulfing is always followed by a candle in the same direction. No. Sometimes the engulfing candle is a bust. There's no pattern that's 100% accurate, guys. All right, guys, we are doing at 3:40 my time, 4:40 Eastern time. We are doing the giveaways. All right, so you've got just a couple more minutes to sign up. I'm calling the 2-minute warning on the signups. Yeah, it was FOMC minutes though, guys. Those rarely have. The FOMC days are going to be interesting over the next year or so. We've got the 20. I've been saying that. You guys have been hearing me saying this for quite some time, and I fully believe it. I think next year is going to be one of the best trading year for day traders, for momentum day traders. I think 2024 is going to be incredible. If we keep on the Santa Claus rally, might even go this year. I think the next 12 to 13 months are going to be incredible, right? Because we've got big FOMC decisions coming, right, with inflation. We've got a major presidential election coming in this country, right? And as traders, we don't care what the interest rates decide. We don't care who wins the election. As traders, I know we all have strong opinions in politics now, but as traders, we do not give a crap who wins, right? All we're worried about is movement in the markets, and I think 2024 is going to be great for it, right? Okay, so like I said, we just got a couple more minutes. I'm going to start getting these names loaded up. Any other questions, guys? But you know what? Let me just say this, and I was talking with an individual. I've had a couple coaching sessions the last couple of days, and the one thing I emphasize is make sure you have a structure to your trading. Okay, you have a playbook, right? If you buy something and I ask you, well, why'd you buy that? Well, I think it's going to go up, and that's your only reason. You can't sit there and give me a solid structure behind your trade. You're just guessing. You're YOLOing. Yeah, maybe you pass an eval or two, but you're not going to make it to your second withdrawal. Probably won't make it to your first, right? Having structure, keeping your trading journal. That's why, hey guys, it's one of the reasons I do enjoy doing these events for Blue Sky. They teamed up with TraderView. You get 50% off a TraderView subscription, right? There's your journal. That's it. I've yet to meet a long-term talented trader that doesn't keep a journal, guys. Okay, let me get these names loaded up. Sign-ups are now closed. So let me load these bad boys up, and then I'm going to tell you about what you got coming, guys. All right, let me get the link here. Bear with me for just about 30 seconds here, my friends. We're going to do this by YouTube username. Okay, we are all loaded up. All right, guys, so let's talk about what's going on here right now, okay? Let me get rid of this. First of all, guys, Blue Sky sent out an email this morning. If you're on their email list, they are offering 50% off a $50,000 account, guys. I mean, that's $95, guys. And listen, I know everyone wants to compare prices in this business, okay? I'm going to say this, okay? Obviously, I'm here with Blue Sky. Get along with the guys. I think they've got a really good program there. But just if you listen to nothing else when it comes to funded trading companies, listen to this. You should be in a funded trading company that eventually puts you in a live brokerage account. Most of them out there do not. Okay, so let's say tomorrow you get it all figured out and you get into whatever the final stage is of accounts with somebody, right? And you make $100,000, right? You happen to be along a trade that just goes to the moon, and you're like, 100,000, sign me up for that, right? You say, I'm gonna take half that out. I'm gonna place my little thing for $50,000 for companies that are in the live sim. I'm not going to name a company or this, that, but there's tons of horror stories out there. If you're in a live brokerage account with somebody, especially somebody that gets 10% of your profit, and you ask to take some out, they're going to be like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, a couple buttons here. It's on your way. Be there in a couple hours, or be there first thing in the morning, whatever the case may be. And we'll take our chunk, right? We'll take our $5,000 off that. That's outstanding, guys. That's what you want, okay? Fund it. Okay, if you're in a live sim and you ask for $100,000, it should be your money. No, it's their money. It's coming out of their pockets. If it's in a live brokerage account, then it's your money. All right. So, guys, seriously, I know we're all hunting for, $20 evals and all that crap. the trading industry, guys, is no different than any place else. You get what you pay for, right? So that's what's going on with them. With me, guys, so last week I offered a couple $100 bundle of some of my courses, and it included 2 coaching sessions. I'm sold out of coaching sessions for the year, right? So I put this little course bundle together for you guys. My VWAP Tap Strategy course, it's a short course. RTT Trend Strategy course, that's 4 setups, short and long on the RTT Trend, short and long on the VWAP. Trading as a business course. How do you budget your trading, right? How do you do a SWOT analysis of your trading, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and the 25 rules of day trading. This is kind of a trading psychology course. Talks about how to manage your losses, how to size, all that kind of stuff, right? So all of this, guys, you can buy this separately on my site. $325, $59, and this only lasts through this week. So we've got some things to spin. I didn't name any companies there, Haiti. Oh, listen, I'm not gonna the majority of companies have no intentions of putting you into a live brokerage account, no matter how good you are. The majority of, it's not just who you said, it's a lot of other people, okay? So the first spin, we're going to do 3 spins of the wheel. The very first spin is going to be a $100,000 account giveaway. So the $100,000 Eval account, it's a 1-month fee. Fee is paid for that. If you win, you don't need to do anything. Blue Sky will reach out to you. If you win my course, the next 2 spins are going to be for that course bundle that I just showed you. Okay. Oh, before I forget, guys, let me put this in the Discord. I'm going to put it in the chat and the Discord. Okay. And so in the futures chat section, there is a futures chat section of the Blue Sky Discord. There is that offer. All right. So this is for the $100,000 Blue Sky account. Musin, congratulations. All right, so the next 2 are for, and I will reach out to you if you win one of these. These are for the course bundles. Two spins for a course bundle. Mr. Love for you only. Why, thank you. That makes me feel good. Let me write down that name. You guys are going to start coming up with some weird stuff just to make me say it, huh? All right, and for another course bundle, Ballin' Boy 309. Okay, so congratulations, guys. All right, so once again, here is the course bundle I've got. $59, guys. You get 4 courses. They run about, I want to say, close to 5 hours. $10 an hour for material. That's pretty good, right? A little, well, $11, $12, whatever. This is as low as I've ever done for this, guys. And I was going to do it for $99, but then somebody reminded me I just released this course a couple weeks ago, and some of you may have bought that. So even if you were to take one of these out, this is still about $50 off what you would pay for this. Okay, so the offer for that, let me show you where that is. In the futures chat of the Discord, right down there at the bottom, right? So right here, you click on that, that'll take you right to that. And this is good through Friday, but I would encourage you to jump on board tonight. You can, if the market sucks tomorrow, you can watch half the videos. And guys, if you're not a part of my Discord, you can message me at any point if you have questions about the courses, right? You can message me in the Blue Sky one as well. Okay? All right, so I got 5 minutes for questions. If anyone wants to take any more questions, guys. And if not, we can all go our separate ways. So I've been doing this long enough, guys. You know, I can go to an event with 5,000 people and I'll get 2 questions, and then I'll go to an event with 10 people and I'll be taking questions like 4 hours after the event. So yeah, it's there's no way of knowing on that. All right, guys. Well, if there's nothing else, thanks for joining us. I hope everybody has a guys, if you like the lessons, honestly, just make sure next time we do an event, you just put something in the chat that you enjoyed it. The more people that come to these events and the more it racks us up views on YouTube, the more willing we are to give stuff away. Quite honestly, because the more people are there, the more it gets metrics and numbers up, the more it pushes our content, the more it pushes our message, right? And the more, you know, I don't push a get-rich-quick bullshit message. Blue Sky doesn't push a you know, we'll stick you in live sim and pay you out of our pocket message. No, you know, this is hard work. You can do it. You got, honest to God, guys, you can do this. You really can do this. I know it doesn't feel like that some days, but you can do this. So you guys have a fantastic. What instruments do I trade other than the NQ? NQ, ES, GQ, CL. Those are my big 4. I'm going to start working on bonds next year too. That's just, you know. Have a wonderful, to all my friends in the States, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I wish you guys the absolute best. Hope you jump on board with Blue Sky and their 50% off sale. Hope you jump on board with me in the course bundle. You guys are amazing. I love you all. I will see you. I will not be around much in the next few days. I'm taking a mental recharge, but you are always welcome. I'm Trader Matt on Discord. You are always welcome to message me there. If you have any questions, just give me some time to respond. You have to message me. I don't cold message anybody on Discord just to avoid, you know, nobody saying I'm scamming them or anything like that, because there's plenty out there. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Trade green, and I will see you next week.